What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with game number 3. This Challengers League quarterfinals. An incredibly even series we're seeing thus far. And Brickhead here deciding to go in with a completely different god for the third game in a row. He's tried Thor, had success with Thor. He's tried Loki, unfortunately taken that loss there in the second game. And now he's going in with that Oranos to see if he can find some magic here with the Atlantean. SuperAfim, on the other hand, he's going back to his tried and true Ra. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it is broke, then maybe there's nowhere to go anyways. We'll see how he's going to go. This is an interesting matchup here. From what we've seen, Oranos has been having a lot of success against Ra in the past couple of months. Ra players have been struggling with this matchup, especially against the top Oranos players. They've kind of the top Oranos players are working out how to put pressure on in a much, much more efficient way than they have ever been putting pressure on before. Players like Tiger Boss have been really kind of showing the way where that's concerned, as well as players like Grass and Groom and Tunison and these kind of newer Oranos players with new ideas. So we'll see how things are going to go here for SuperAfim with his Ra, and we'll see what his kind of ideas he's going to have. He's got a beautiful town center. In terms of degree of happiness as a Ra player, if I see this town center here as Ra against Oranos, I am as happy as I could possibly be here. Why? Well, basically it means that in this game, Ra can get the town center, Ra can put barracks down, doesn't have to go into farm straight away, can put barracks down, can get a classical army out, defend against whatever the Oranos player is going to do in the early game, and really have a fantastic game after that. It's going to be a slog, but SuperAfim's got to be happy about this one. The problem is, though, if he goes for this town center, which I imagine he's probably going to, there's no gold mines close at all. So Brickhead may be able to find himself with a significant advantage. There might be a gold mine right here. There's a possibility. In fact, if we take a look, there is one right in this spot, and that's going to be at least something relatively close to this situation here that SuperAfim can move to. But Brickhead should be able to apply pressure on a second gold mine here to at least give him a good shot at getting a gold star in this game. So those are the big things that are going to be weighing on these players' minds here in this game after seeing what they've seen here. So the temple coming up for Brickhead, and he's going for a fairly standard 4:30 advance time. As the villagers over on this location, Gazelle, all the good stuff. Brickhead mining away at his gold and living the dream. I'm pretty sure that there is actually kind of two options here for the Oranos player, depending on what you think is going to be coming for you. Because here, Oranos, you actually have the idea of opening up Terma. We don't see it very often, but you can actually go double counter barracks against Ra if you know they're going through Tar. Or if they go for a 4:30 Bash, you can obviously scrap that plan and go straight into the Murmillo. But if you go double counter barracks here, you can actually apply a lot more pressure, get your town centers up, and have a much, much more efficient game than if you do open up the Murmillo. There's this world where maybe, just maybe, Oranos players way back when who were saying, double counter barracks is the way to go, were actually right some of the time. Some of the time. Thank you for the rating, party. Killuminati. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope your stream went well. As now we see SuperAfim moving over here. Going to start eating the elephant on this position. I'm surprised to see him build the granary, in all honesty. He's about to have a town center here. He could have killed the elephant, started gathering, dropped the town center, and then gone back onto the elephant. But it's totally fine. As the classical age comes through, we see counter barracks. We see military barracks here for Brickhead. So fairly standard as the Promethean offspring going to be moving forward. The heroes or the oracles in position, checking out everything on this map. There's gold mines at the top. There's gold mines at the side or middle. There's gold mines at the side over here as well. That Brickhead will need to keep an eye on. And only with the the oracles in the center of the map does make me a little bit worried, as this oracle is moving towards its death here, as the houses coming up over here, as SuperAfim is trying incredibly hard to make sure his gold mine stays untouched here. As the barracks on the way here for SuperAfim, as this is what we were saying he was going to do. He's going to have these really safe elephant, and Brickhead's not really going to be able to do all too much onto this position. As, I mean, the units coming forward, we see the Valor coming in. Brickhead's got a lot of wood in the bank, a lot of food in the bank as well. As his gold income going to come through. We see he's actually just gone for what looks like 4 units here and then cut production. So he's definitely going for town centers right off the back here, as the barracks coming down and Brickhead going to be taking his time. So this is where it becomes really, really tough for the Ra player, because there's 2 options for the Oranos player to go for. Option number 1 is a crazy big flood. And if you don't build protection for the big flood, then you're going to lose. Option number 2, though, that the Oranos player can do, and we're actually seeing Brickhead doing it here, is that the Oranos can go for a huge economic play, which means that if you don't try and keep up economically and tech-wise here as the Ra, you can actually find yourself really falling behind, especially if you build units like the Slinger that we're seeing here for SuperAfim. So, by all accounts, I have to say, if Brickhead is planning to get himself that 3rd town center sometime soon here, it's going to be a tough one for SuperAfim to kind of get that 2nd gold mine here in this game, just because the economy is going to be gigantic for Brickhead here. So we'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go. As Brickhead here is just mounting his units out on this position. He's got his oracles all spread around. He's got to check on that gold mine at the top. He doesn't quite have to check on this gold mine, but he kind of knows that's where the action's going to be. As Brickhead going to be taking a look on this position, he sees the walls coming up. He sees he doesn't see the units out. We just see a handful of SuperAfim slingers, but we only see that. All Brickhead sees is the flag on the barracks, so he doesn't know exactly what's there. As we also see Brickhead, he's stopped the production. Now he's going for that 3rd town center we were talking about. And this is going to be a very, very economic Oranos after all is said and done. It's now Brickhead getting himself his upgrades, starting to make axemen, starting to make spearmen, starting to make slingers. He's making everything under the sun here. I'm interested to see if this is going to work, because I feel like this play that SuperAfim is doing is kind of a metagame play for the super aggressive Oranos. That's my feeling. I don't know if this, if then Brickhead's play here is like the kind of meta play around the meta play to some degree. I'm not 100% sure, because obviously if SuperAfim just went for like a fast heroic here, a standard fast heroic, this play from Brickhead wouldn't have gone as smoothly. So it's a big question mark here after all is said and done. Is now the farm's coming down for SuperAfim. As his gold mine over here, it's only got 1,000 gold left in it. So units are starting to pile up on this position. There is still shifting sands remaining for SuperAfim. He hasn't put up a death box just yet, but he can put that up at any point. In fact, there's kind of a death box here in a way between these berries and the houses and everything. As Brickhead units are just going to be sitting on this location. That's the army of SuperAfim. Where is it going? Brickhead is actually going for a fast heroic behind this. So the fast heroic here unlocks a huge opportunity for Brickhead to build himself contarius. It might not sound like a crazy good idea, but contarius with the economy now that Brickhead's going to have means he can get himself heavy contarius, and he can get himself the upgrade Poseidon's Secret, which boosts the speed and the damage, I believe, of the cavalry, and it's just so absurdly strong. Also, one thing to note here is that Brickhead has only built 3 Terma. 3 Terma. That's gigantic here for Brickhead. Not wasting any resources here on useless units, but this will allow SuperAfim to move into the center of the map. Brickhead will spot this. He sees the army as well with his oracle, so he knows he's not going to be able to stop. Not going to be able to stop it right now, but he knows it's here, and he knows that the timing is going to be gigantic as they are going to hit. He's got plenty of that food, plenty of that gold coming up. Military barracks coming through here in tandem as the villagers are going to move forward as well. I wonder if we're going to see an early palace as well for like destroyers and things. As there's the rain coming down by SuperAfim. He does manage to block the Hesperids tree, though it's not the biggest of deals, but it will slow down a little bit of stuff here as SuperAfim is just sitting back waiting, and we do indeed see Brickhead. He is going for the cavalry. We see the heavy cavalry coming through as those contarius are starting to mount here. And SuperAfim at this point, he kind of needs to be feeling like, what is Brickhead doing? We see the heroic age about to come through, though, for SuperAfim. And of the army, he does have 7 spearmen. Now, 7 spearmen against mass contarius that are coming through here. Brickhead's got to wait for himself to get full population. He can't really be taking a fight until he's at full population. He's got those heavy contarius, but he has now kind of shown his hand, so to speak. We'll see if he's going to go in there. He's going to be a shockwave that he can use. Those Wadjet, very, very strong here as well, but a Valor can definitely come down and help out, and we do see that coming in. 3 hero contarius going to be coming in onto this fight as the units trying to push through. There's also those Stymphalian birds flying through there as we see the shockwave coming in. The contarius pushing through. The contarius heroes coming around onto the back here. They're going to be able to snipe down those Wadjet incredibly fast here as we see the shifting sands coming in. Picks up both of those Stymphalian birds. A handful of contarius there as well. That shifting sands has done a lot here, it seems, for SuperAfim, but the contarius pushing in are doing so much damage. Brickhead's now at 140 of 145 population. Segment is just about to come through here for SuperAfim as well, though the Pharaoh going to get sniped down. More Stymphalian birds coming in onto this position as the Axeman still getting trained here, it seems, by SuperAfim as he needs nothing but Spearmen here at this point. But I'm not even sure that Spearmen here are going to be able to cut it against these contarius at this point. There's no significant upgrades for them, but they're going to be a tough thing to be taken out as we do see the Citadel Center coming in. Scarab coming through here. Units, very, very low population for both players as the Contari is still trying to come through. We do see a Migdol Stronghold coming up, and it looks to me as if SuperAfim is managing to hold here after all is said and done, with Brickhead continuing to try and push through with these relatively expensive Contarius, but yeah, he's deciding to not retreat back at the time being as the Stymphalian bird getting pulled back here. The priest going to get sniped down nicely by that priest as the hero Contarius there does get sniped down. And Brickhead at 114 to 145 population, 26 villages here, has not managed to inflict any economic damage with that heroic age timing there. Arcus now going to start coming through as Brickhead now needs to bring himself to move into the next phase of his game plan, whatever that may be. Do see a stray villager over here with a manor. The chariot archers have got their eyes set on that top location there as well. As we see now SuperAfim going to slowly grab this town center as Brickhead going to start pushing through with those Contarius. Brickhead still doesn't have that Poseidon Secret upgrade or even another upgrade that would have been a huge help for that fight would have been Copper Mail, in all honesty, as we do see the priest starting to get targeted down with Contarius here, trying to get through here. Those Dryads are going to do a lot of damage here as well, as Brickhead's at 145 population, trying to deny the town center from coming up. The question is, can SuperAfim live here? Yet again, villagers moving up to the top corner of the map. There's a gold mine there. There might even be some hunt at the top side there if he wants to grab that. But it does look like Brickhead has managed to win the second wave of his attack here as the town center gets denied. This one will not be going up. Those Arcus helping out quite nicely on the backs. Now Chariot Archers coming through. They're not going to be helping all too much here for SuperAfim. The Migdol Stronghold will put a little bit of a dent into Brickhead's push through here as the villagers getting taken out by those Arcus do start pulling away on that location. Yeah, now swinging around onto the backside of those Chariot Archers here. As the Dryads, they're very, very strong. SuperAfim here with 120 population to Brickhead's 125 population. It looks like Brickhead still not quite able to crack this army, but every single fight that happens here, the gold starts getting less and less. Also, the town center I mean, it looks like SuperAfim moving back onto this position. We'll see if Brickhead's going to be able to notice that or not here. He definitely doesn't want to be allowing it to go up. We do see a market is started somewhere on the map here for Brickhead. He started his trade route, it looks like, on this position, so he hasn't quite put it in to the best position, as the contarius do see the Pharaoh immediately going to be targeting that one down, as it looks like SuperAfim with 140 population going to be enough here to hold, or at least it looks like he's going to be able to hold. We'll see how the fight goes. The town center still getting pushed up here as the contarius coming in to put a stop to it, as those chariot archers very, very strong here from the back. Villagers still getting taken down slowly on this position. Brickhead still sitting with full population, trying to break through this Ra army, and it does look like now Brickhead has to retreat back, as SuperAfim has managed to hold here at this position. We see the Dryads coming in to take out those cavalry and everything else. The Stymphalian Bird's still getting trained, but the town center here, the town center is up after all is said and done with those villages. Dryad's trying to stop it, and the town center is up. And what can Brickhead do now at this point to stop this one? Apart from taking villagers out everywhere else, the gold is the other win condition here for Brickhead. Villagers moving down to the bottom side of the map. We do see the villagers here of Brickhead have already taken a little bit of gold away from this position. As the villagers moving forward, we'll see if Brickhead can put up a palace here. He is indeed going for that, as the contarius coming through. Contarius over here getting sniped down, as we're still seeing Brickhead trying to push through here, taking a little bit of SuperAfim's time away to allow the palace up on this position. Palace coming up does mean that we will start seeing Brickhead being able to build himself those contarius, which are always going to be a good option, as SuperAfim is now down to his last legs, it seems here. 100 population remaining, no gold in the bank, as the villagers moving up to the top side of the map here. As Brickhead, he needs to start sending villagers up there. The Oracle will spot this, as the contarius pushing units back. No attempt at a sky passage or anything here for Brickhead. Obviously, he's been having very low resources for the majority of this game, as we do see a shockwave coming in as the contarius trying to break through here. More units streaming in onto this position. Brickhead could probably start thinking about getting himself some armory upgrades or fortified town centers, as we do see that is the upgrade there of choice. As Brickhead has to retreat back here, he can start maneuvering himself onto a different position. Those mercenary cavalry are a little bit too scary here, as the palace is up on this position to defend it, but the gold villages are here. The Migdol is up. The market coming down there as well. There's fortified town centers coming through for Brickhead, as now... Oh, we already said that, but we're now Brickhead going to be sending those contarius around the map here with the speed, and he gets some villager kills up here. SuperAfim still doesn't have himself Skin of the Rhino here. It's such a vitally important upgrade, as we'll see if the units can kind of break through here for Brickhead. He's got all of the resources in the world, now getting himself some armory upgrades. That's going to start helping him out a ton. But with the Migdol up, with the army in hot pursuit, Brickhead needs to be rethinking where he's going to go, as another palace coming up on this position. Potentially the next timing here that Brickhead has is going to be Mythic Age, and whether or not SuperAfim can chase that down or not is the big question. As SuperAfim is now 74 villages, irrigation coming through. This gold mine with all the villages in the world here on it, going to be a huge help, as the chariot archers searching around for villages here. They will spot some villages on this position as a mining camp gets dropped. As Brickhead sneaks the citizens through, but SuperAfim does notice it. Nice play where that's concerned. The contarius can come through and take them out, though. Hecate now coming in, as well, the citizen moving back, and now they do end up getting sniped down as the contarius coming in to take them out. The villager does stay alive there as the contarius come in, and the chariot archers retreating away. Villagers moving forward here, as we see some more units can start putting pressure onto this front town center. SuperAfim a little bit out of sorts here, sent those villagers forward into the middle of nowhere. Tartarian Gate is going to be a very, very big timing here. Even at 19 minutes, it's going to be a tough one for SuperAfim. He's got no favor in the bank, but he will be able to afford, I said no favor, but he will be able to afford one scarab, which might be enough to really help him stay alive here, as the mercenary cavalry coming out straight away. And Brickhead just says, no worries, you build those mercenary cavalry, I'm going to push back, pick them off, see what we can do. As Brickhead comes in onto the top position over here, he might want to drop the Tartarian Gate down here and put all the pressure onto this town center to take that one out as an option. As the contarius are going to be sacking themselves onto this location, trying to distract some units up to the top location here, and then Brickhead can obviously rebuild some different units here as he's trying to push through with those destroyers. But the contarius getting cleaned up over here, it seems, by those cavalry. The destroyers trying to take that town center down, getting pushed back. There's the fortified town centers. We see any attempted. I mean, you don't want to really, reasonably, you don't want to put with all the units here, you don't want to put that Tartarian gate over here, but we see Skin of the Rhino finally coming through now for SuperAfim. Brickhead sends a destroyer through. He can utilize his Tartarian gate in the main base here of SuperAfim, it seems. That's going to give him a lot of damage to be done here as we see the chariot archers moving through here again as pallets getting chucked up on this position to try and prevent this gold mine from going the wayside of Brickhead, of SuperAfim after he finishes this gold mine here. So the pressure's still mounting on this position. The Tartarian gate taking the villagers down. SuperAfim not paying attention. There he goes, retasking the villagers. For some reason, they just stop randomly when you task it onto the Tartarian gate too fast. But the villagers here getting taken down very fast by those Tartarian spawns. The Tartarian gate with 2,800 HP there, going down very slowly. And we see a fire siphon coming in onto this position as mercenary cavalry come through out of the town center. We do see the they get a lot of damage there from those archers, but they do have a ton of base armor here. At 41% here, he's also got the pierce armor as well to help out the destroyers, cleaning up the town center nicely here as well. As it does look like SuperAfim loses his town center as Brickhead is putting the pressure in. One thing that Brickhead needs to do here, and is he doing it? No, he's still building the fire siphon. When you kill off the town center, stop building fire siphon is the kind of a secret to some degree, because the fire siphon just takes up a lot of population that you don't really want to be using. It's for population there, as the Tartarian gate's still alive after the villagers tried to come through. And the Scarab, not enough to take out the Tartarian gate. Those Tartarian spawns here have been absolute MVPs in this game thus far, cleaning up so much of Brickhead's stuff. As we see on the top side of the map now, destroyers coming in to take down the market, stop the trade route, as Brickhead is going to be putting the foot down to try and stamp out the gold income of SuperAfim. But SuperAfim does have 900 gold in the bank. The middle MGTOL going to be getting taken out. This town center might be able to go up here fairly soon for Brickhead as well, but Brickhead says, instead of a town center, I'm going to put another palace down. I'm going to start going for your back town center here as well, killing off both towns, and it shuts the trade route down at the top. He's all over the map here at this point. Brickhead in a fantastic position, showing exactly how to stamp out the Ra here, as we do see this Tartarian gate does get taken down. The priest will be able to clean this up, and SuperAfim's economy is going to get back into gear here as the villagers finish up this gold mine. But they've got a rude surprise here. They have to push through this palace over here. This palace over here, there's no gold mine basically over here, only 1,600 gold here as well. There's no gold remaining for SuperAfim here, as the town center on this position getting taken down. More fire siphon coming through here as well, as this town center area has just been left. SuperAfim could potentially grab this one back, but he's got no gold in the bank, as Brickhead has managed to find a timing in this game that SuperAfim just was not prepared for after all is said and done. And the town center does fall. Brickhead manages to clean that one up nicely. Villagers falling on these farms is going to put a huge dent into the economy of SuperAfim here. His trade route is kaput as well. The villagers, where did they go? They've got nothing remaining over here. There's no gold to be grabbed anywhere on the map. The trade route going to the hometown center now with just 6 camel caravans. Champion archers through as well is game over for SuperAfim. An incredibly well executed game here from Brickhead. I kind of felt like he put a little bit too much sauce on that first or that second attack or third attack, or whenever he was attacking. The first kind of attack kind of went equal. The second attack, he kind of went and won pretty hard. And after that, I thought maybe Mythic Age there was the play, but he kept trying to put the pressure on, and SuperAfim was able to hold. But then Brickhead smartly just said, all right, after that hold, I can just go Mythic Age and then reproduce my army, because he cut production nicely there and was able to find the victory in this game. Incredibly well played by Brickhead. A masterclass in kind of metagaming, so to speak, here from Brickhead. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.